Debonair. Okay.
What's good, y'all? Shout out to Notification Gang for hitting the like button. And the video didn't even start yet. Y'all the ones in it. I appreciate you anyway. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all are the ghosts. If you haven't already, please make sure you add me on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. All the information is in the description. All the links are in the About page. Y'all go ahead and click away. I had somebody send this to me on TikTok, and she was like, "Dev, oh my God, hey, I've been subscribed to your channel for a while, blah, blah, blah. I saw this video, and I wanted to know your thoughts on it." And I said, "Oh, okay, cool. I'll watch and record it, and I'll get back to you later on." So here I am, man. I got nothing but love and respect for my followers, my subscribers, all that good stuff, man. Y'all are the reasons why I'm able to constantly be able to drop video day after day, sometimes twice, sometimes three times in the same day. So shout out to y'all, man. Let's get into it. Oh, this is part one. Oh, I gotta go back and see if I can find part two. All right. This is what happens when you don't watch the video or even at least read the damn caption on the screen. I should at least read it. That's crazy. Part one, story time of my adoptive dad telling me he's in love with me. Hey, yo.
I literally don't even know where to start, but I'm probably going to start with the most traumatic, which my adopted dad, that was the most traumatic. And get this, listen. Okay, so when he came over to my apartment to tell me that day. He rang me up and he called me and he's like, "Hey, can I come over and talk to you?" And I was like, "Okay, sure." Had a gut feeling. Think that I'm crazy? Swear to God. Had a gut feeling. Get off the phone with him. I'm anticipating his arrival. I'm peeping through the blinds. I have this gut feeling. I'm sick to my stomach. Then I hear, I go sit down, hear the car door slam. Go look out the window, see him walking up. I know what the fuck he's going to say. I know what he's going to say. And you're like, "Oh, Laura, how'd you know what he was going to say?" Because he did weird shit my entire life. And I gaslit myself into thinking that maybe it wasn't weird because I didn't have a dad. So I didn't know what that relationship was really like. Okay, so I lived on the second story. He had to walk up 2 flights of stairs, knocked on my door. I'm sweating. My anxiety, is so bad. I let him in. He sits down on one couch. Well, he's pacing a little bit, sits down on one couch. I'm sitting down on the other couch. And he's crying. And to think of, my adopted dad was born in the 60s. He was a country guy. He was you know how guys from the 60s are, how old dudes from the 60s are. So I think I maybe saw him cry once ever. So I thought he was having a mental breakdown and he couldn't even speak. And I was like, "Say it." I was like, "Just say it. Say what you're going to say." Almost coercing it out of him because I was afraid that he wasn't going to say it. And I wanted to know what he was going to fucking say. I really should have recorded it, but. So he says, "Laura, I'm in love with you." Look at me dead in the eyes with tears rolling down his fucking face. Knowing me, literally, I'm gonna have to show a picture of me whenever I was 6 years old, but I was he's known me since I was as tall as my fucking knee. He's like, "Laura, I'm in love with you." And I was like, "Oh, I love you too." And he's like, "No, I mean, I'm in love with you. I would love to marry you." I'm telling you, I'm freaking the fuck out in here. But it is also giving me clarification on everything that has happened throughout my time knowing him since I was 6 years old.
What in the Woody Allen is going on here? Allegedly. Anybody suing me? Allegedly. But this is crazy. So he adopted you when you were 6. I hope she talks about it a little bit more, but he adopted you when you were 6. Hey, yo. And she said that he would do certain things that will make her uncomfortable or it will seem weird. I would love for her to be more, I'm assuming she's going to put it more in part 2 and part 3 and etc. So now I got to go back and find the part 2 and part 3. It is what it is. But yeah, bro, like it. Listen, these are very weird times that we're living in, to the point where a man will be so bold to approach his adopted daughter that he adopted when she was 6 and be sitting up here, like she said, pacing. He was pacing before he sat down, pacing around her apartment, crying, declaring his love for her, talk about he wants to marry her. 1960s, she says he was born with, and that would mean he's in his 60s. She looks to be early 20s. If she's 30s, she looks amazing for 30. But I will probably say early 20s, 2025. This woman is 40 years younger than you. You were approximately 45 years old, if not, give or take a couple years, and she was 6. Y'all, as she reached her preteens and or preteen years, when she started developing as a woman, he was having crazy ass thoughts. I refuse to believe that it just so happened. Oh, okay, hey, now I want to marry you and I'm sexually attracted to you now that you're grown. I don't think it was that. I think he's been had these thoughts this whole entire time and was trying to groom her. What does your mother or adopted mother have to say about this? Let's keep going. I'm just trying to, trying to better understand this because I'm like, bro, what is happening right now? 6 years old? That's basically your damn father at this point. Blood can't make you any closer at this point. That is disgusting.
I blacked out after that. I fucking blacked the fuck out. I remember him asking me, because I lived like 5 or 6 blocks away from my childhood home that I grew up in. Fuck. I remember him asking me to dinner because it was the weekend. They were a horrible family, but one thing that they generally did was like Sunday dinners or whatever. So he asked me to dinner, and I'm sure I said like yeah or something like that. And then he walked out of my house, and I locked every fucking lock on that door, and I went into my fucking bedroom, and I locked that door, and I hid under my blankets, and I fucking sobbed my eyes out. I was like hyperventilating. I was like freaking out. I was in there for over an hour before I was able to like do anything else than that. And I texted my sister. At the time I was married to a man, but anyway, I texted my ex-husband, and I was like, you're not gonna believe this. If you don't believe this, I'm gonna fucking leave you because this is fucked up. So I texted him everything, and before I gave him a chance to even read it or respond, I was like, no, fuck this, I need to talk to somebody. So I call him, and I tell him every single fucking detail. Mind you, my ex-husband was not a good man either. That's another story, an equally as traumatizing story. But anyway, I was on the phone with him, and he was just like, he's like, Laura, you must be confused. Like, imagine a man sticking up for another fucked up man. But he's like, Laura, you have to be confused. There's got to be some. And he knows my history with these people and my adopted dad. But he's literally like, no, you're confused. There's no way. I hang up on him. I call the most important person in my world, which is my little sister. And I tell her, and she's freaking the fuck out too, because she has fucked up experiences.
Yeah, I gotta go back and find that's her TikTok, y'all. Y'all know I don't be promoting people TikTok, so y'all give me, I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back. But no, seriously, man, I need to learn. I need to not learn. I need to know more about this story because I have so many questions. So many questions. I want to know like what your parent, what your mother or adopted mother had to say about this, or maybe your biological parents, I don't know. Your adoptive mother had to say, or maybe he adopted you as a single father. I don't know. Um, but what was he doing that made you uncomfortable? Was it like crazy stares? Was he saying something? Was he trying to touch you inappropriately or whatever the case may be? Like I wish you would have went more into details about it because I'm legit confused as hell at the whole thing, number one. But I'm legit confused as hell because I'm trying to think to myself, bro, this man literally, this is the perfect example or definition of when people say grooming. This is the perfect thing. That is what grooming is. Because you're not going to sit here and tell me, hey, yo, I adopted a 6-year-old girl, and now here she is 25, 30 years old. Now I just something clicked in my head and I want to be with her. No, you've been had them thoughts, you piece of nonsense. Let me try to keep PC. You piece of nonsense. Because that's literally what he is. I wish you would go more into details as far as what he was doing and or saying. Was it inappropriate flirting? Was he saying something about her body, or was he trying to touch her? Or was he like what was going on, man? I really, really wish that he would you know, that he would say that. But it is what it is, man. Yeah, let's go. I'm gonna try my best to see if I can find part 2 and stuff like that. Until then, we'll see. We'll see how this, depending on how this video does, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll go and do the part 2 and part 3 in a second. We'll try to comment down below and stop this video, man. Thanks for watching. And until next time, please, man, stay for